Alright, so today's video is about extra practice and how to know if you can eliminate right away, if you need to rearrange first, or if you need to multiply by -1. So let's look at the first one here. Alright, so we have -10x minus y equals 19, and then minus 5x plus y equals 11. So using my notes, first I gotta check that everything's all lined up. And it sure looks that way, right? We got x's, y's, equal signs, and numbers. So everything's lined up, so we don't need to rearrange. And then now we're gonna look, do we have the same number and opposite sign to eliminate right away? Well, looking at my y's here, they both have ones in front, and then one's positive, one's negative. So I would be able to eliminate right away. And let's go ahead and do that. So these are going to cancel, right, because I can eliminate them right away. And I'm going to add the rest of the like terms together. So we got -10x plus a -5x, which is a -15x, equal sign. 19 plus 11 is 20, 30, okay? And now I can just go ahead and solve for x, all right? I can divide by a -15 on both sides. This leaves me with x equals -2. So in my solution here, it's going to be -2 for x. Then I pick one of my equations. It really doesn't matter which one. I'm going to choose this second one here and just rewrite it because I don't want to deal with that many negatives. I'm trying to choose the problems that have the least amount of negatives. Now, we know from earlier that we just did in blue, x is -2. So let's rewrite this so that instead of an x, we have a -2 there. And that gives us -5 times -2 plus y equals 11. -5 times -2 is a 10, so we have 10 plus y equals 11. Subtract that 10 on both sides. And this leaves us with y equals 1. So that was an easy one. That was nice. Let's look at number 5 here. This is the last one I'll do on this side. So first check everything's lined up. We got x's and y's. So because not everything's lined up, we're going to rearrange first. So what I'm going to do, and what my classes have been choosing to do, is rearrange the top equation. So I'm going to flip-flop the locations of my x's and their coefficients and the y's and the coefficients. So in this one, it would turn into a 3y plus 3x equals -4. Okay, so we don't care about this equation anymore because we rewrote it in pink. So now we're just dealing with these two equations here. So everything's lined up now because we rearranged it. And now I'm checking for the same number opposite signs. And so we do have that, but this is one of those fun cases where these are same number and opposite signs, and these are same numbers, opposite signs. So that means we're left with 0. Equals 4 plus a -4, also 0. So this is true, and all letters canceled, which means we have an infinite solution. All right, so let's look at number 9. This will be the last one I do for you, or with you. So we have -4x plus 8y equals 28, and then we have -5x plus 8y equals 19. So far, everything's lined up. So we're definitely not going to have to rearrange. However, we can't eliminate right away because, yeah, these have the same numbers, but both of them are positive. You need to have the same number and opposite signs. So that means we can't eliminate right away. This means we're going to have to multiply by a -1. And my kids have been choosing to multiply by the top equation, which I agree. So -1 times -4x is a 4x. -1 times 8y is a -8y. Equal signs. -1 times 28 is a -28. So when you multiply by a -1, it just flips everybody's sign. So that's a good way to check yourself. All right, so we don't care about this equation right now. We're dealing with the second equation and what we rewrote in blue. So we're now have same number and opposite signs, which means now we can eliminate. These guys cancel. Add everybody else. So -5x plus 4x is a -1x equals 19 plus 28, negative 28, I'm sorry, is a negative 9. Now I can divide that negative 1 away so that we get x is equal to 9. So in my solution here, that's my first answer. Now I'm going to pick one of the originals that you see my original handwriting in, that's in gray, and I'm going to choose, really it doesn't matter, I'm going to just choose this second one. So I got a negative 5x plus 8y equals 19, and we know already that x is 9 from earlier, so this gives me a negative 5 times 9 plus 8y equals 19. This gives me a negative 45 plus 8y equals 19. Now I can do some mathy stuff, and I can solve by adding by 45 on both sides, which gives me 8y equals 64. I almost said 54. 64. Divide that 8 away, and we get y equals 8. This is one of those perfect square situations. So that's my final answer, is 9, 8. Okay, I want you to do the rest on your own. Be careful. Check if you can eliminate it right away, if you need to rearrange, or if you're going to need to multiply by a negative 1. You might have to do more than one step, so just be careful. Sometimes you'll have to rearrange and then multiply right away. So just don't forget. And I'm realizing now I forgot to write that for number 11 here, so that's always fun. There's always at least one boo-boo in Miss Rawolf's notes. Okay? Good luck, everyone. If you have questions, please let me know. I'll post the straight-up answer key, but not all the work, so I want you to make sure you do all of the work that goes with it. Good luck.